Okay, this is GamerBlave, and we're back with Blave in Fallout 4. And if you watched the last video, you know that we had tracked Kellogg across the wasteland to the military base that he was hiding in, destroyed his loyal army of synths that were protecting him, and ended up killing him. And well, unfortunately, we did not really find out, you know, exactly where Sean was being held. You know, we know he's with the Syndicate, but we don't know exactly where he is. But we do have a potential lead. We can, you know, possibly extract some memories from his brain matter. Now, we're going to follow that one up. However, as I am wont to do, I get distracted. But what I was trying to say is, if you'd watched the last video, you know what I had intended to do was actually, at the end of that video, what I was going to do was go to a couple of my settlements that I haven't really been paying attention to and see if I can do a little bit in terms of getting them on their feet. And, you know, if I can, then great. You know, if it looks like it's going to be too much of a hassle, then I'm then I'm not. But I really kind of wanted to see if I could establish that a little bit more.
You know, so I can get more of what the Minutemen have to offer. You know, so I can have a little bit more of that. Oh, so now this place does have water. It does have food, actually, as well. It's got a lot of food, as a matter of fact. It does not have power. It's got 3 beds, so it does have enough, it does have more beds. Now, what it could use, however, is, it could use... Looks like it's got a lot more than 2 people here. It looks like I'm seeing 1, 2, 3... Oh, these are traders here.
Hey, at least it's honest work.
So... I don't think I really have very much stuff on me here, but...
Best way to spend your caps is protecting your hide, my armor. That advice is for you.
But my armor isn't.
I've got a few minutes to browse. Don't cheap out on armor. That's a good way to get yourself killed.
Alright, he's got a champion left arm, plus 1 strength and 1 endurance. Now, one thing that I did, shoot. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy any of that right now. One thing I did at the end of the last, mission, I picked up Kellogg's outfit. Now, some of the, limb protection is not as good as what I was wearing, but the damage, resistance, electrical damage resistance is identical to what I was wearing, but the, physical damage resistance is twice that of what I was wearing, so... You know, this is actually better armor than what I was wearing, and, you know, overall, it represents a considerable weight reduction. So, while my limbs might not be as well protected, overall, I think that I think that I do have, some better protection. So, you know, I think that that's a trade-off that is, overall pretty good. So, I would need some circuitry, and some, gears to make a machine gun turret here. Honestly, though, that's probably all I really need to kind of lock this place down. Just pop a machine gun turret up on top of this, area here. And, this place will be pretty good and locked down. But, for the time being, since they are, they've got a lot more food than, people here, what I could probably do is just build a guard post. And, they'll be fine with just a guard post. Just plop a guard post right up here, assign one of the 2 people to it, so one of them will be on food detail, and the other will be on guard detail. And then... Okay. So that halves their food, but, it ups their defense. So, when someone comes, you know, when another person comes here, then we'll be able to, you know, change those, allocations around a little bit. But, That's really all I think I needed to do here, in terms of starting to get this place on its, Why is my tab key not working here? There we go. Had to hit escape, don't know what was going on there. So let's go check out the other place that we had, liberated here. And get some defenses up here as well. Just kind of make it a place that is a little more hospitable. how is it going? Looks like this place is pretty similar in terms of setup here. We've got food 7. Yeah, so pretty much identical setup. So, I'm gonna go ahead and scrap some of these trees here for some resources. Anything I can scrap is getting scrapped. Of course, how much steel is in this fence here? I guess they might frown on me scrapping all that. They don't need these pots. They do probably need that water, though. I will probably leave them to that. Now, in terms of defense, probably just do something similar to what I did at the other place. For now. Of course. Literally don't know what this is going to do for them. They can be attacked from any direction here. That way is kind of like a pretty sheer drop. Shoot. I'm just going to assume that they're going to attack it from this direction, but I'm basing that on really nothing. Like, literally basing it on nothing. So let's go ahead and get one of these people. And, go ahead and assign them. And, what I need to do is make it so, you know, get some more resources over here so I can, you know, build some turrets and things like that. Having automated defense is probably better in general, so you can have your guys doing, you know, things that are going to be contributing in better ways than adding, you know, 2 defense or something like that. It's just not really... Okay, Cambridge Polymer Labs. Let's have a look at our quests really quick. So we've got talk to Dr. Amari, talk to Piper, listen to military frequency AF95, recover the flux sensor. Okay, so that's quarter mastery, road to freedom, miscellaneous, investigate the Museum of Witchcraft, check the detective cases, give Sheffield a Nuka-Cola, explore the combat zone, see Abbott at the walls. We've got a lot of miscellaneous going on here. Like that little graphic there. Let's see. Let's see if we can do that. Military frequency. I am not hearing anything.
This is Paladin Dance on frequency 95. All Brotherhood of Steel units are to return to the Cambridge Police Station immediately for reassignment.
Oh.
Repeating. This is Paladin Dance on frequency 95. All Brotherhood of Steel units are to return to the Cambridge Police Station immediately for reassignment. Repeating.
Mutts.
Paladin Dance on frequency 95.
Okay, so I guess we're going back to, the,
Brotherhood of Steel units are to return to the Cambridge Police Station immediately for reassignment.
I guess we're going back to the Cambridge Police Station, seeing what the Brotherhood has for us. We haven't had, a Brotherhood quest apart from the little side quests, in a while. So I am actually kind of interested to see what's going on there. Now, we did do that big recon mission that ended up being pretty tough, at least in my book. We did have a pretty significant battle with super mutants that, at least for me, required the getting of my power armor, and even then was pretty tough. Mostly because of some super mutant suiciders, and yeah, it was just a mess. It was a mess.
They don't mistake us for ghouls.
Just spent a whole case of ammo holding this site.
Suppose that means we missed all the fun. No one's gonna move on this place now that the Pridwood's in town.
Oh, so is this where that massive ship came to? So, I guess presumably, they got that beacon up after we recovered it, and then they called for reinforcements, and the Brotherhood obliged. So, you know, that's where we are now. So that's pretty cool. So we've got a bunch more guys here.
Site. Cavalry's arrived. And it looks like they sent in the big guns.
Sweet.
Why did the Brotherhood send it here? We call our ship. the Prydwen. She's loaded with enough troops and supplies to mount a major offensive. If she's here, Elder Maxon's here. And that means we're going to war.
Who's Elder Maxon?
Maxon? Man's a lunatic.
Maxon is the commander of this division of the Brotherhood of Steel. He's the model of what every Brotherhood soldier hopes to become. If we're going to war, I can promise you that he'll be leading the charge. That being said, you're about to get to know the Prydwen up close and personal. I've received orders that we're both to report to her immediately. Follow me up to the roof of the police station. We're going for a little ride.
You still here? I'm pretty certain I
Cool.
have a mission to complete.
Hey, relax, lady. I've scavenged a bunch of your tech.
The duty shift was long, but I'm glad we're making a difference out here.
I wonder what model of armor he's wearing. It looks pretty hardcore. Because I've got T-45 armor and most of a suit of T-51. But it's definitely missing some pieces. Well, I want to take a peek around up here really quick. Whoa! Stuff's getting blowed up. Ooh! Mini nuke. Cool. Freaking cool. I haven't actually been using the mini nuke launcher, but I've got 3 or 4 of those now. I need to carry the fat man around with me and
Loaded and ready to fire. If you spot anything hostile during the flight, I suggest you put it to good use.
Roger that.
Identify your targets before you start shooting. We don't want to have any mishaps and fire on the local.
Sounds like we just took fire, but I do not see anyone.
The Commonwealth looks different from up here, doesn't it? It never ceases to amaze me how drastically your perception of the battlefield changes from the air. We're gonna need that edge when we take on the Institute. They've already proven that they're technologically superior, which means there's no telling what types of weapons they'll have at their arsenal. Hopefully, our air superiority and tactical know-how will make the difference. Now all we have to do is find them. And I'm betting that Elder Maxon will have a plan already in place by the time we arrive.
I wanted to kill that mud crab. I bet he appreciated that.
They're believed in our cause, but they've been blinded by rumors and misinformation. They don't realize that the Brotherhood of Steel is the Commonwealth's last hope for survival. Every man, woman, and child below is in mortal danger. If we fail, it's only a matter of time before the enemy overwhelms the population. Cleansing the Commonwealth is our duty, and I will gladly spill my own blood if it ensures our victory.
Yeah, it does.
Approach to the airport. The Prydwen should be coming into view just ahead. We'll be meeting Lancer Captain Kells on the flight deck. Just stick close to me and answer all of his questions.
Well, I heard what seemed like a couple of bullets come in, and I guess maybe a couple of raiders or something like that saw us and just took a couple of pot shots at us, but nothing particularly hostile. The Boston Airport. Cool. This thing's pretty sweet. That thing's pretty sweet. I want one.
There she is. It's been far too long since I've been aboard. All right, soldier. This is the moment when everything changes. I hope you're ready.
I'm ready. But are you ready? This is gonna get pretty intense, man. We're going to war with the Syndicate. Now, I'm totally on board. Because the Syndicate, by all accounts, based on everything that I have been led to believe, I mean, that I can see at this point, has condoned, sent a guy to kidnap my son, murder my wife. Now, I guess they didn't really send him to murder my wife, but he murdered my wife.
Permission granted. Welcome back, Paladin. Allow me to be the first to congratulate you on a successful mission. And is this our new recruit?
Yes, sir. I feel promoted him to initiate, and I'd like to sponsor his entry into our rankings personally.
Yes, we've read your reports. You'll be pleased to know that Elder Maxon's approved your request and placed the recruit in your charge.
Thank you, sir. And my current orders?
You are to remain on the Pridwin and await further instructions.
Very good, sir. Ad Victoriam, Captain.
Ad Victoriam, Paladin. So, you're the one Paladin Danse has taken under his wing. You don't look much like a soldier to me.
And what's a soldier supposed to look like?
A soldier is supposed to be an efficient killing machine. Not a relic from the past, playing catch-up with the rest of the world. If Danse hadn't stepped in and vouched for you, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Accepting outsiders like yourself has proven disastrous in the past. I've read Paladin Dance's reports. He seems to think you'll make a fine addition to the Brotherhood. You might expect an endorsement like that to grant you a great deal of latitude with us. But let me make one thing clear. The Brotherhood...
It's not going to give you one bit of longitude.
...in mind. As the captain of this vessel, I won't allow anyone to jeopardize our mission, no matter how valuable they think they are. Understood?
What exactly is your mission here?
I'm not at liberty to say. Elder Maxon will be addressing the crew shortly, and I'm certain all of your questions will be answered. Now, was there anything else, or was everything I said understood?
All right.
Absolutely.
Good. That's all for now, soldier. Your orders are to proceed to the command deck for the address, after which Elder Maxon wishes to have a word with you. If you have any questions, ask me now. Otherwise, you're dismissed.
I don't think giving this guy any lip is going to get me anywhere.
Can you tell me anything about Elder Maxon?
Elder Maxon is the supreme commander of the Brotherhood. Without his tenacity and his vision, we'd still be a small group of complacent stragglers, occupying the Citadel in the capital wasteland. In a mere decade, he's grown the Brotherhood of Steel into a major military force. He's an inspiration to us all. Is there anything else?
Where can I get power armor?
Only knights are allowed to wear Brotherhood power armor. And you're no knight. Not yet. Until Elder Maxon grants you that title, you'll have to make do with what you've got. Anything else?
All right.
What are my orders?
Your orders are to proceed to Elder Maxon's address, after which he wishes to speak with you. Anything else?
Nope.
I don't have any questions.
Then I suggest you head over to the command deck immediately. Dismissed, Initiate.
Well, good afternoon to you.
Okay. As I was saying, though, you know, I think that the Syndicate has established themselves as my enemy. I mean, I'm not gonna forgive them for endorsing, whether actively or passively, the murder of my wife and the kidnapping of my child. So if I can have an ally like this on my quest of righting that wrong, then by goodness, I'm certainly going to take that that opportunity to have an ally such as this. Certainly going to. All right, to the address.
The road behind has been long and fraught with difficulty. Each and every one of you has surpassed my expectations by rapidly facilitating our arrival in the Commonwealth. You have accomplished this amazing feat without a hint of purpose or direction. And most impressively, without question. Now that the ship is in position, It is time to reveal our purpose. And beneath the Commonwealth, there is a cancer, known as the Institute. A malignant growth that needs to be cut before it infects the surface. They are experimenting with dangerous technologies that could prove to be the world's undoing for the second time in recent history. The Institute scientists have created a weapon that transcends the destructive nature of the atom bomb. They call their creation the Synth. A robotic abomination of technology that is free-thinking and masquerades as a human being. This notion that a machine could be granted free will is not only offensive, but horribly dangerous. And like the atom, if it isn't harnessed properly, it has the potential of rendering us extinct as a species. I am not prepared to allow the Institute to continue this line of experimentation. Therefore, the Institute and their synths are considered enemies of the Brotherhood of Steel, and should be dealt with swiftly and mercilessly. This campaign will be costly, and many lives will be lost. But in the end, we will be saving humankind from its worst enemy. Itself. Ad Victoriam! Ad Victoriam! Ad Victoriam!
Ad Victoriam. Indeed.
I care about them, you know. The people of the Commonwealth.
Care about them? I thought we were preparing for war.
The Brotherhood is here to prevent a war by starting one of our own. The difference is, our war won't reduce civilization to ashes.
Huh.
What do you want from me?
I want you to start taking responsibility for this planet. To start making a difference. And from what I've read in Paladin Dance's reports, you've already begun that journey. Seeing as he's one of my most respected field officers, you couldn't get a better recommendation. Therefore, from this moment forward, I'm granting you the rank of Knight. And, befitting your title, we're granting you a suit of power armor to protect you on the field of battle. Wear it with pride.
Freaking sweet.
I'll do my best to live up to it.
I'm certain that you will. In any event, once you're finished becoming familiar with the Pridwin and my staff, report to the flight deck for your new orders. Welcome aboard the Pridwin, soldier. Make us proud.
You now use the workshop of Boston to open your personal storage container. Okay, hold on a second. I couldn't read all that fast enough, but I wonder what model suit of power armor I got.
Completion time 14 minutes.
Ooh, purified water.
Secondary delta standing by.
Get the riffraff out of the way. I don't require that. I do, however, require that. And that.
Adjusting internal bayonet pressure. Green lights across.
Hey, he didn't have, he did not have that, nailed down. So that was his fault. It was totally his bad. Rat away. A cryogenic grenade. Rad X. 10mm rounds. Definitely need that.
Calibration test successful.
Have you ever
All
seen a
bands
beauty
nominal.
up close? Oh man, they're ugly.
Agreed. They are not the most comely of characters. Taking a look around, exploring my environs. Ooh, 38 rounds. Are there any goodies out here? What's going on down there? Laser beams. Ooh, I thought I saw... Nope, seeing things. Not an awful lot of stuff out here. Just had to take a peek. I must satisfy my curiosity. And until my curiosity is satisfied... Oh, this guy's gonna be pissed when I tell him I'm a freaking knight. Be like, you know how, like, 5 seconds ago, you were freaking...
Bayonet alpha at 93%. Compensating.
He was,
Engine turbine
Ooh.
Efficiency.
I always hold down R when I see those.
Report. Knight Wagner recording. It appears the intel claiming the old CIT ruins house an entrance to the Institute was incorrect. My scouts and I spent days combing the location for a way in and turned up nothing, other than a couple of minor casualties. When a contingent of synths boxed us into an old tunnel where we were sniffing around. My immediate recommendation would be to follow the trail back on whoever provided that intel. I suspect some wastelander is feeding Proctor Quinlan lies to earn some caps.
Probably. Alright. To the flight deck.
Status report.
Green across the board, sir. Nothing new.
Good. Carry on, Knight.
Okay. First order of business. Where's my new power armor?
On the promotion, Knight.
I must
Another safe haven. There's shelter and supplies at the police station in Cambridge.
Can't pick this.
I must inspect it. And then...
Said she needed this suit tested yesterday.
Yeah, I get it. Just, what if I miss?
Don't.
Okay, sure. Firing. Everything holding together?
Trust me, you'd know.
Good. Firing.
because my guts would be spilling out
Everything looks nominal.
all over the freaking floor.
Thanks, Initiative.
38 round, 38 round, 38 round. Outgoing mail terminal. Well, let us investigate this. Outgoing mail. Yeah, I should totally read these people's mail. Invasion of privacy. Karen, I really miss you, baby. I hope you're safe out there. Remember to keep the doors locked at night and the shotgun I gave you loaded at all times. Don't trust anyone unless you know them. And even then, keep an eye on everything they do. I don't know how long this tour will last, but I promise to come back safe. Love you. Opened with moving your king's pawn 2 spaces, eh? Smart move. Try to control the center of the board and free up the queen and one of your bishops. I bet you think I'm going to mirror your move, but guess what? I'm going to move my queen's pawn 2 spaces so I teach you a less French defense. Okay. I know how to play chess, but not such that I'm really going to get much from something like that. Hey Mom, they're letting me send out a message before we initiate radio silence. I'm working with a pretty decent officer, a guy named Kells. He treats us well as long as we do what we're told. Working with the Brotherhood has been an amazing experience so far. It's nice to finally be making a difference in this messed up world. Gotta go now, Mom. Say hi to Daniel for me. Chuck up 2 more dead ferals. That makes a total of 17 since I've been out here. You wouldn't believe how easy they go down when you hit them with a laser rifle. Slices right through the ugly things like butter. When I get back from this tour, I'm gonna take you feral hunting. Trust me, you'll love it. For now, you'll just have to stick to hunting the local mole rats with your zip gun. And the last one. I hope this message gets to the right person. My name is Knight Bota, and I served with your son, Initiate Arlen. I'm sorry to inform you that Arlen was shot and killed during one of our field training operations. I wanted you to know he died a brave death, saving the life of 3 other initiates in the process. There's nothing I can say that will soften the blow of losing a child, but I wanted you to know that it was an honor to fight at Arlen's side. You should be proud of the sacrifice he made for the sake of his country. I've sent his personal belongings back to the Citadel. You have my deepest condolences for the loss. That is too bad. That is too bad. Now, if I'm not mistaken, was Arlen 3 freaking fusion cores? That's freaking hardcore right there. I wasn't gonna pick this dude's lock, but I'm totally gonna pick this guy's lock now. I mean, if it's not red, then I'm assuming I don't get in trouble for picking these locks.
Sweet.
Like watching a conductor in the orchestra.
Whoops. He's not gonna say that now, is he? Oh, I'm trying to... There we go.
That's it.
Shotgun shells, gamma rounds. Luck of 2. Well, I don't think I need that. Either way. Man, 2 fusion cores, though. That's pretty sweet. Ooh, 2045 round. We got some pretty good stuff going on here. 8 missiles. Some jet. Another fusion core. Open your personal storage container. Oh, this is my storage container. Someone's sleeping in my bed. Hey. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Personal log entry 142. I can sum up living on the Pridwin in 4 words. I miss field assignments. Don't get me wrong, the research we're doing is exciting stuff. But life on this ship is a nightmare. I'm trapped in this metal tube 18 hours a day. I still can't decide who smells worse, the soldiers or the mole rats. And what passes for conversation among the grunts makes mutants seem scholarly. I'm gonna speak to Proctor Quinn. Field scribes cannot have it this bad.
You're the one who decided to take your way through a mirelurk.
Makeshift battery. Taking that. That is totally mine now. As is that. And that. And that. And that. And that. And that. They've got some freaking good stuff here. Oh, I think you should get pissed if I took that.
Done checking in with Maxon and Dance.
Roger that. I guess she's the power armor lady.
We can talk shop after you've fully checked in with Elder Maxon and Paladin Dance.
Okay. And fully looted every single freaking thing that is not considered stealing. All of the stuff that's fair game for Brotherhood Knights, pretty much mine. I'm carrying too much, I can't run. What? That is bull crap. That is absolutely bull crap. What is this? Let me talk to my buddy here and tell him to carry some crap for me.
You're done checking in with Maxon and Dance.
Hey.
Juan. Here's what I've got.
What do we have here that I'm carrying that I don't need to be carrying? Because I'm obviously carrying some crap that I don't need to be carrying. I thought that I had unloaded most of my... Ooh, that's pretty heavy. Still taking it. And economy wonder glue. Wow, 5 adhesive. That's a good one right there. That is nice. Anyway, we got 50 pounds. We got rid of 50 pounds there. That's good enough for now. And, ooh, another oil can. Blowtorch. Oil can. Oil's a resource that I have trouble getting, so I mean, when I find something that has oil in it, then I pretty much grab it. You know, I will pretty much grab that thing. Unless I... Well, there's no unless. I mean, I pretty much... This must be mine. T60. T60. Yeah, that one must be my suit.
Commonwealth's a dangerous place.
So that's pretty sweet, because that's more than the T51 that I found. So, ooh.
Pridwin in town. The Institute doesn't have a chance.
I'm kind of surprised that I haven't bumped into something like a,
I've been told the Valentine Detective Agency signs are an eyesore, but they sure bring in the business.
If it looks dead, put one more in its head for good measure. Why take the chance?
Lancer Captain.
man, that's a pretty good philosophy, actually. Especially when you're dealing with the ghouls. But what I was gonna say was I'm surprised I haven't found like a bobblehead or something like that on this ship. But there's probably one, I just haven't found it yet.
There you are. How did it go with Elder Maxon?
Maxon seems so young compared to everyone else. You're okay with that?
Don't let his age fool you. Maxon's a brilliant tactician, a formidable warrior, and possesses an idealistic vision for the future of the Brotherhood. I'd follow him anywhere, without question.
Confidence in
Why are you
Maxon.
so confident in his abilities?
A decade ago, the Brotherhood had almost gone completely astray. The Elder before Maxon sent us down a path that was leading nowhere. He was more concerned about charity than the preservation of technology. But when Maxon took over, he single-handedly reprioritized the Brotherhood from the ground up and put us back on the path to glory. This ship and its crew are a testament to his leadership.
He's a very dedicated man. It sounds like he stands behind everything he's saying.
Of course he does. How could he afford not to? I just hope you appreciate how much of a chance I'm taking bringing you into the fold this quickly. Not to put too fine a point on it, but if you screw up, we go down together.
So what's all this about you being my sponsor?
Elder Maxon is understandably particular when it comes to new recruits. He believes in order to keep the Brotherhood strong, we have to bond as brothers. As your sponsor, it's my duty to travel with you throughout the Commonwealth to ensure that our ideals are being observed. That's why I'm so concerned about your performance in the field.
I won't let you down, Dance. I promise.
Good. Now, I know you're eager to hop into a suit of power armor and take the fight to the Institute. But first things first. In order to be an effective part of the team, you need to learn your way around this ship and get to know its crew. Since I've been officially assigned to you as your sponsor, I'd recommend taking me along with you.
I guess we can do that, and I can just send him back to the Red Rocket, and I can just get his stuff.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Outstanding.
He seems like he would be a formidable ally. I mean, it seems like he's gonna be pretty tough. Whoa! That was some experience right there. Good heavens. So now that being said, I just got to level 18, which I could pick Master Locks or I think there was something in particular that I was looking forward to. And I can't remember what it was now. What the heck was it? Unfortunately, that one's not going to be going up for a while. I would like more levels of toughness. Just out of curiosity. 46, that goes up to 50 damage resistance. That would be pretty nice. Oh yeah, I was talking about getting this guy right here, Cap Collector. buying and selling prices at vendors are now much better. Because the prices of buying ammunition, which I'm having ammunition crises on a regular basis, especially since I'm kind of wanting to go more and more towards automatic weapons. You know, the cost of feeding those weapons is increasing considerably. So being able to get more money for things that I'm selling, I think, is really going to behoove me significantly. And that being said, I mean, it is, you know, it is a significant sacrifice. I have been kind of wanting to do these, and you know, when I get to level 20, I do really want to get that third level of Life Giver to slowly regenerate lost health. That would be pretty sweet. That would be pretty dang sweet. But for right now, I think I'm going to go with Cap Collector. I don't know how much better it's going to give me, but I think a little bit better would certainly help me out.
Food in the mess hall isn't bad. Well, as long as you don't smell it before you eat it.
Yeah, that that sounds like it would be good. Hey, kitty. Proctor Quinlan's terminal. Oh, we're gonna have to check that out now. Ooh.
Just set the books down anywhere. I'll get to them as soon as I can.
What books?
What are you doing with all these books?
I suppose I could stop working for a moment to address your question.
Which books contain pertinent information?
Technical volumes, repair manuals, design philosophies, medical research. Anything that enhances the Brotherhood's knowledge. That's why I consider everything else a waste of paper.
Okay. It sounds... I don't know if I would completely agree, but I don't know. I would like somewhere in between here. I'll go with agree.
The trash.
Well, I'm pleased you agree. Since it's obvious that you aren't who I was expecting, would you mind telling me why you're here?
Maxon wanted me to meet the crew, so you were next on my list.
Ah, yes. You must be the new recruit described in Paladin Dance's report. Under normal circumstances, I'd provide you with a proper orientation of my department. However, I'm woefully behind setting up research patrols and getting bombarded with requests for technical documentation. Unfortunately, I'm lacking the personnel needed to get the job done.
What type of technical documentation are you looking for?
The Brotherhood is primarily interested in collecting information that might assist us with our current mission. Medical records, science journals, weapons schematics. If it contains any type of useful data, we need to get our hands on it.
Alright, yeah.
Maybe
I'll do it.
That would be splendid. As you patrol the Commonwealth, keep your eyes open for blueprints, memos, manuals, books, charts. Anything containing useful technical data. I'm authorized to pay you for each bundle of documents that you recover. And if you wish to be assigned to a research patrol, I have plenty of them waiting to be filled. In any event, it was a pleasure to meet you, Knight.
Cool. Most interesting.
Glad you
Okay.
finally stopped by, soldier. Are you ready for your medical exam?
I don't want to take a medical exam.
As long as it doesn't involve petroleum jelly and rubber gloves, I'm ready.
No. This isn't that sort of examination. I'm going to ask you a series of medical-related questions, and I'd like you to answer me to the best of your ability. First question. As a child, Were you ever exposed to radiation for an extended period of time?
No idea.
Wouldn't Vault-Tech's screening process have caught this already?
Vault-Tech's screening process? Let me check my notes here. You were a Vault Dweller? You're probably healthier than anyone else aboard. Anyway, sorry I missed that in your records. Just going down the list of questions. I'm sure you understand. Okay, second question. Have you ever had or come in contact with a person confirmed to be carrying a communicable disease?
Never been sick, not once, not ever.
Have you had problems with the crew catching diseases?
Well, yes, actually. It's not unusual for our recon teams to stumble across contaminated environments or disease-carrying creatures. We don't want a single crewman infecting the entire ship. Anyway, this exam is about you, so... have you had or come in contact with anyone carrying a communicable disease?
I don't think so. Trying to remember what we've done so far.
Never been seriously sick in my life.
Good, good. Third question. And please, answer honestly. Have you ever had sexual relations with any species considered non-human?
Definitely going sarcastic with this one.
Well, there was this one really ugly girl in college. I mean, I had to get drunk, and it was a dare, and ugh.
That hardly qualifies, so I'll just put no. Last question. Would you have any problems pulling the trigger on an enemy of the Brotherhood, whether they're human, formerly human, or machine?
That's more of a morals question, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I feel that the mental state of the crew is just as important as the physical. Anyone that hesitates firing in combat due to misguided moral standards certainly isn't Brotherhood material. So what about you? Would you have a problem with it?
I don't think so. But I mean, I guess it depends what they define as an enemy. But I mean, that being said, I mean, based on what I've seen, they're not just gonna like.
Well, soldier?
So.
No problem whatsoever.
Excellent. You'll fit in quite well around here. Excellent. I think I've got all the information I need. I see no reason to prevent you from beginning your duties immediately. If you ever need medical assistance, you let me know.
Based on my judgment of Paladin Dance and just knowledge of the Brotherhood in general, it's not like they're gonna send you into a they're not gonna send you into a like a town and just order you to fire on innocent civilians. And if they did, then, I mean, of course, I would just amend that. So I would be like, that's not really an enemy of the Brotherhood at that point. You get into some kind of...
nature of your medical emergency.
I would get into a philosophical...
Report, Knight Captain Cade reporting. I've been working closely with Scribe Naraya, examining some of the synth bodies that our recon teams have recovered. Even though we have yet to recover the synths that appear completely human, these lesser models are still astoundingly advanced. What's becoming apparent is that the Institute is the most technologically gifted enemy we've ever encountered, and therefore exceedingly dangerous. I've turned over all of my data to Lancer Captain Kells, along with my recommendations for developing effective countermeasures for these synths. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how much it will help, given the fact that the real enemy are the synths that could be hiding among us.
As I was saying, though, I think then I would get into the philosophical question of whether or not they would actually be enemies of the Brotherhood, because I don't think they would really be, you know, well, even though you might say, well, just because you're ordered by the leader of the Brotherhood doesn't mean they really are the enemies of the Brotherhood. So
you're the new recruit I heard about. Huh, not what I was expecting.
well, you aren't what I was expecting either. How about that?
What were you expecting?
The last batch of recruits we took on were wastelanders. Dirty, beaten up, looking for a handout. They were desperate and looking for an easy out. You look like you're here for a reason. Anyway, since you came down here to meet me, we may as well get it over with. My name's Ingram, and this lovely little grease pit is where you'll usually find me. If your power armor's too tight in the crotch, the Pridwin's about to crash into the ground, or a robot's gone haywire, you come see me.
Okay.
While you're at it, my car is making this weird grinding noise when I back it out of the driveway.
You're gonna have to take a number. There isn't a day that goes by on this tub without 5 or 6 things breaking down. And since I'm stuck in this rig, I'm not quite as spry as I used to be. The work tends to pile up.
Oh, she's missing legs? That sucks.
Actually, you seem to be getting around really well.
I suppose it's better than the alternative. Anyway, I'm sure you're here to get your hands on some power armor. There's a pretty decent T-60 suit sitting in Bay 3 that's all yours. The left leg actuator's a bit sticky, but it'll keep the creeps off of you. Oh, and if you need any work done on it, feel free to use the workshops around here. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to work.
Sweet.
Put 2 in the head and they'll stay dead. Advice to live by.
Now, I'm not going to jump into the power armor yet because... Ooh, an overdue book. Oh, gas can't... Man,
Inspiration to us all, Knight. Do us proud.
Gee whiz. Man, there's a bunch of crap here that...
Step forward, Knight.
Keyword crap.
They've locked me in this blasted cage. I promise that I won't bite.
Why are you in there?
I'm glad you asked. Now, this is the stowage depot, and I, as you probably already guessed, am the ship's quartermaster, Proctor Tegan. The powers that be have me locked in here, so I can keep an eye on the Brotherhood's valuables. If you need to stock up on supplies before you head out on a mission, this is the place to buy them.
Huh. Buy them.
Wait, buy them? Since when does the military sell equipment to its own soldiers?
Since someone dropped a whole bunch of bombs and blew up every single factory that manufactured weapons and ammunition. Keeping the Brotherhood supplied takes caps, and everyone contributes to the cause. The good news is by having a constant flow of caps, I'm able to buy whatever you bring me. Yeah, I'm mostly interested in weapons, but I'll take anything useful. Of course, if you're just looking to make a few caps on the side, I might have some extra work for you to do.
Huh.
What sort of extra work are we talking about?
Oh, no. It's nothing like you're thinking. It just involves a little bit of heavy lifting and interacting with the local farms. And since I'm stuck up here manning this one-man zoo, I need someone to do the legwork for me. After you're done with the meet and greet, we can discuss the details. In the meantime, if you ever need anything else, a gun, a mod, even ammo, you just let me know.
I think you were my last person on the list for the old meet and greet. So,
Proctor Tegan,
let us talk again. So, I do want to look at...
Sure, I've got something that'll put a smile on your face.
I do want to look at your stuff here. He does have 1,000 rounds of 5mm here. Now, just out of curiosity, is actually, hang on a second. So his 45 ammo is at 6 right now. Now, if I put on my stuff that puts me up 4 charisma. it will.
Sure, I've got something.
It goes down to 5, so I mean that helps a little bit. Not as much as it would. And then the 5mm drops down 1 as well. Increases action point refresh speed. Now this right here is like the first time that I've seen like a legitimate headgear in the game, like in terms of I mean that's like significant legitimate damage reduction. He's got a partially spent fusion core that he wants the same amount of money for that as he wants for the other fusion cores. A minigun tri-barrel. So my question is, I know that that's like a level 3. You need gun nut level 3 or level 4 to do that one. But is that for making the mod, or is that just for applying it outright? Like for instance, if I was to buy that from him, would I be able to put it on there? Like if you have the mod, can you put it on, or can you only do it if you man, I don't think that I got a significant reduction at all, because these were like 8. Shotgun shells were about 8 caps, at least at the guy in Diamond City, before I picked up that perk. And that was with my stuff that gives me 4 charisma here. They were at 8. So with the 4 charisma bonus and my perk, well no, so with the 4 charisma they were at 8. So my perk lowered it down by 1. You'd really think it would have lowered it down by more than 10. You'd think you maybe get like 10 or, well, I guess that's 10%. I guess you can't ask for a whole lot more than that. I am really tempted to buy this just to find out if it's possible to apply a mod that you can't build, because I know that I can't build this one until either gun nut level 3 or level 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy that one, and I'm gonna go ahead and trade him my 38 rounds, which will give me which means I won't have to pay for this. And no, I'm not going to do that, but I will go ahead and buy that. So let's go ahead and accept. And so that will be something interesting to try out. Oh, I guess I can go ahead and get his extra work.
I'll help you end it. Let's hear a bit more about that extra work you mentioned.
Hard to resist the lure of extra caps. As they say, can't win a war on an empty stomach. The food stores don't replenish themselves, so I need legs on the ground to hit up farms in the area. We'll be requisitioning a portion of their harvest, and I need that food crated and ready to go for when I send out a collection team. Your mission will be to ensure full cooperation of the civilian farmers, by any means necessary.
Gee whiz.
Any means necessary? You're giving me carte blanche on this.
You said it. Like they say, if you aren't with us, you're against us. Think you can handle that?
Man, that's pretty rough. That being said, I mean, freaking war, and in this particular case, I don't see what other option this, I mean, it's the freaking post-apocalypse here. I mean, what other option do they have?
I'm in.
That's what I like to hear. I'll mark the farm on your map. Remember, guaranteed cooperation.
You don't really have, all of the options that you would normally, I don't know, I guess you could say like to have. Now, that being said, I'm trying to decide, do I want to take this power armor to the Red Rocket, or do I want to leave it here? Because I definitely need to head back to the Red Rocket, in order to unload all this crap that I got.
Science have gone so wrong.
Because it's kind of my base of operations here. I mean, it's more efficient to get to. In terms of fast traveling, every time I came here, I think I'm gonna do that, because every time I come here, I'd have to come all the way down into this bay.
Now that's what I call locked and loaded.
Yeah, Dance. Get out of the way, though. Okay, so let's get the heck out of here without burning up too much of my core.
I prefer laser weapons myself. It's a cleaner shot.
Let's get the heck out of Dodge. And on that note, I know it hasn't been a particularly action-packed episode, but we have got a lot done. You know, we did a little tiny bit of settlement management, and we have joined the Brotherhood in proper fashion now. And I think we've developed a solid ally in terms of fighting against the Syndicate, which is really what we want to do in terms of going forward. I think that's really I think the key to success here. I think the Brotherhood's goals and my goals are kind of intertwined here. So that being said, if you like the video, go ahead and give it a like. And if you liked it a lot and you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to see more content like this, or you know, other stuff that I might be playing, then go ahead and subscribe. But regardless, as always, thanks for watching, and we're going to pick up right here next time.